Jaya Dhamma Kunja Vihara Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Kunja Vihara Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Nirvana Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Yashanandana Mridana Yashodanandana Mridana Yamunatira Namachama Yamunatira Namachama Jaya Yes, and then Srimad Bhagavatam ki Ramanande Hari Hari Om. Do you speak English? You're very welcome to join us here. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 11, text number 2. Shri Yudhishthira Uvacha Bhagavan Shrotum Ichhami Bhagavan Shrotum Ichhami Nrinam Dharmam Sanatanam Nrinam Dharmam Sanatanam Varnashramacharya Yutam Varnashramacharya Yutam Yat Puman Vindate Param Yat Puman Vindate Param Shri Yudhishthira Uvacha Bhagavan Shrotum Ichhami Nrinam Dharmam Sanatanam Varnashramacharya Yutam Yat Puman Vindate Param. Shri Yudhishthira Uvacha Bhagavan Shrotum Ichhami Nrinam Dharmam Sanatanam Varnashramacharya Yutam Yat Puman Vindate Param. Some devotees online, please.
Shri Yudhishthira Uvacha
Shri Yudhishthira Uvacha
Bhagavan Shrotum Ichhami
Bhagavan Shrotum Ichhami
Nirnam Dharmam Sanatanam
Nrinam Dharmam Sanatanam
Varnashramachara Yutam
Varnashramacharya Yutam
Yat Puman Vindate Param.
Yat Puman Vindate Param. Shri Yudhishthira Uvacha Maharaj Yudhishthira inquired, Bhagavan, O my Lord, Shrotum, to hear, Ichhami, I wish, Nrinam, of human society, Dharmam, the occupational duties, Sanatanam, common and eternal for everyone. Varna Ashrama Acharayutam, based on the principles of the four divisions of society and the four divisions of spiritual advancement. Yat, from which Puman, the people in general, Vindate, can enjoy very peacefully. Param, the supreme knowledge by which one can attain devotional service. Translation. Maharaj Yudhishthir said, My dear Lord, I wish to hear from you about the principles of a religion by which one can attain the ultimate goal of life, devotional service. I wish to hear about the general occupational duties of human society and the system of social and spiritual advancement known as Varnashrama Dharma. For Sanatana Dharma means devotional service. The word Sanatana refers to that which is eternal, which does not change, but continues in all circumstances. We have several times explained what the eternal occupational duty of the living being is. Indeed, it has been explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnara Nityadas. The real occupational duty of the living entity is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even if one prefers to deviate from this principle, he remains a servant because that is his eternal position. But one serves Maya, the illusory material energy. The Krishna consciousness movement, therefore, is an attempt to guide human society to serving the personality of Godhead instead of serving the material world with no real profit. Our actual experience is that every man, animal, bird, the beast, indeed every living entity is engaged in rendering service. Even though one's body or one's superficial religion may change, every living entity is always engaged in the service of someone. Therefore, the mentality of service is called the eternal occupational duty. This eternal occupational duty can be organized through the institution of Varnashrama, which is there, which in which there are four Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and four ashramas: Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. Thus, Yudhishthir Maharaj inquired from Narada Muni about the principles of Sanatana Dharma for the benefit of human society. Shri Yudhishthira Uvacha Bhagavan Shottum Ichami Ninam Dharmam Sanatanam Varnashramachara Yutam Yat Puman Vidate Param. Maharaj Yudhishthir said, My dear Lord, I wish to hear from you about the principles of religion by which one can attain the ultimate goal of life, devotional service. I wish to hear about the general occupational duties of human society and the system of social and spiritual advancement, known as Varnashramadhar. Om Agyanatimirandhasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshuntamina Tatsmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to all of you assembled in the temple room and online. We are here to listen the message from spiritual world. This Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental radio broadcasting message for all conditioned souls in this material world. What we should understand for this particular day today. So here we have the message that Maharaj Yudhishthira was inquiring from Narada Muni, what is this Varnashrama system for making progress on social level and spiritual level? What is ultimate purpose of life? What is the ultimate goal of life, which is technically known as devotional service? Do we see nowadays, when Kali Yuga is progressing, that people inquire, what is the ultimate purpose of life? What is the ultimate goal of life? It's very rare to find such intelligent person who is inquiring about his constitutional position. But in human society, it is expected to ask such very intelligent question. Why? Because human form of life is equipped with more developed intelligence by which we can understand these intricacies of life, of existence, why we are here, who we are, what we should do, what is the ultimate purpose of life, and all these different very important aspects are extremely important because we don't live in this material world, especially in this material body, forever. Although we, as owner of this body, we are eternal, but this equipment, this material body, is temporary. And time is running very quickly, and life in this material body is short. So therefore, we don't have much time for very frivolous activities. Usually, our parents used to say, don't waste your time for these frivolous nonsense activities. Go to your room and study. Yeah. Why? To obtain knowledge that in the future, that you can create better future. So as it is on a material level for benefit of human being in human society, it is also on spiritual level to inquire knowledge about the absolute, about ourself and our relationship with absolute. So as we hear here, there are different levels of knowledge. There's material knowledge, which inspire people to learn more and more about material intricacies that we can utilize for the better future, for higher comfort for our body. But this is meant only for those who are very limited, merged in bodily concept of life. This means that from absolute point of view, they are in ignorance. Despite of their endeavor to develop the understanding of everything around in this material existence, like Lord Brahma mentioned, that even if they are able to count the atoms in this universe, still the knowledge is zero. So from absolute point of view, this endeavor to understand everything in this material world is useless. It's just waste of time. But on the spiritual level, where whatever endeavor we do in the direction to understand absolute, ourself, and our relationship with absolute, this is very beneficial. And we will benefit tremendously. So, what is this service? Usually, in conditioned life, when our mind is polluted by ignorance, in other words, lack of lack of spiritual understanding, we have image of this word or action, which is called service. It's very like inferior. Oh, I am servant. Oh, then immediately this image in our mind is something inferior. We don't want to deal with this person. Why? Because in the material world, we are trying to create the image of ourselves amongst others that I am very successful. I'm on the top. I'm the master. I'm the Lord. I'm so perfect. So there's natural tendency in this material world of illusion, that's forcing us to identify ourselves with this body that we are not, and therefore we are becoming servants of our own senses and mental concoctions. This illusion that we're creating, that I am the master, I am the Lord, and all, and everything like this. So, due to this entanglement with this material existence, we suffer forgetfulness about our natural constitutional occupational position as servant of God. Well, we have this tendency to identify servitorship with something inferior because we want to we fall down from spiritual world to this material world with desire to imitate the supreme lord, supreme master. So therefore when we hear about servitorship, no, there's something inferior. We want to forget about this. Why? Because we are here in this material world to forget about this, about our relationship with the supreme lord, the supreme master. We don't want to hear, and we don't want to think that I am servant. I want to think that I am the Lord. I'm the master. So this is false understanding. But we see that this servitorship, this attitude or tendency to serve, which is natural in spiritual world, where living entities serve the Supreme Lord and its loving exchanges with the Supreme Lord. You can say that not only living entities in spiritual world, they are full of love and devotion to the Supreme Lord, and they want to manifest this love and devotion through service to the Supreme Lord, but also in the supplication to the Supreme Lord, want to serve them. This is the level of loving exchanges. But as soon as we fall down from this material world with this attitude to imitate the Supreme Lord, so then roles are changing. We don't want to be any more servant. We want to be master and enjoy independence from God. Like during my last class, I was talking about different types of independence: political independence, social independence, this independence and other independence. But all this independence, so called, is just false independence. Even maybe you let me come back to the point of service. Service is natural tendency of every living entity, like we hear from Srila Prabhupada purport. This natural occupational tendency, this natural occupational position of every living entity. This is nature of living entity, servitorship, to serve, as it was in spiritual world. That we can see also this tendency is in material world, because this natural tendency of us living entities. Like Shabra explained, that one serve another person, like child is serving parents, parents serving child. The family is serving the community. Community is serving society. Society is serving government. Government serve society. It's supposed to be serve society. So we see this natural tendency to serve everywhere. But this internal mentality, this internal attitude, we don't want to be servant. Even someone like anarchists who rebel against to be servant of somebody else or some entity or some community or society, still this attitude, this rebellious attitude to not serve anyone, actually is forcing him to serve his own mind and senses. We cannot deny this natural tendency to serve. He is servant of his own senses and mind. He is servant of his mental concoction, serving his mind, which deciding what is good, what is bad. He is serving his senses, demanding uh, uh, selfish enjoyment. He is serving his desire to imitate the Supreme Lord. So we cannot deny this tendency to serve. This is natural tendency of every living entity, not like we hear from Srila Prabhupada, not only for human beings, but also in animals, amongst beasts, birds. Every living entity has natural tendency to serve. So we can also analyze another aspect of service. Like we hear that familiarity brings contempt. So like we can see, we can observe this phenomena amongst those who are in a relationship, partnership, like let's say marriage. When marriage is for a long time due to familiarity, of course, I'm talking about ordinary material culture. We are not talking about Vedic culture because Vedic culture is set up in such a way to that people in partnership or relationship can uh, preserve the respect to each other and loving affection. They are trying to do everything to avoid familiarity that can bring contempt. But in material culture, being situated in the false independence, in illusion that I am free to do whatever comes to my mind and senses demanding. So we are forced to act in very conditional way. So therefore we create our own culture, we're creating our own activities and behavior. We are trying to restrain ourselves from following rules and regulations, some restrictions that are prescribed in the religious sources of knowledge, because we want to be independent. So in this material relationship where there is no such methods or techniques to avoid familiarity, then time, which is deteriorating factor, is injecting to this relationship, and people looking at each other and think, we are together for so long and I don't feel any buzz anymore. And somehow or another, uh, maybe you should change some circumstances and situation or this and that. I remember a conversation between one of the like practical psychologists to whom a friend approached, and he opened his mind in confidence, telling him, "You know what? I am quite few decades with my wife, and I need to tell you, I don't love anymore her." And the psychologist replied, "Why? somehow or another, we spend so much time with each other. We know each other's, through. So there is no any more attraction, no buzz, and it's just everything is like very ordinary. Then love her. That was the answer of the psychologist. Then love her. But the reply was, I told you, I don't love her, I don't love her anymore. Then love her. She don't understand what's going on. What type of answer is this? I just told you that I don't love her anymore. Then love her. What do you mean? So at the same time, like before you marry her, so there was some buzz, there was some affection, and this affection was manifested by service. You want to do everything for her pleasure, isn't it? Yeah. But there's not anymore. Wait, wait, wait. So now, due to familiarity that you develop in due course of time, you don't love her. So do the same things, the same activities of service to her as it was before. Then you will love her again. So now this example is showing us that love is verb, referring to action. It's not just some buzz, some feeling. This is referring to action. So in order to love someone, you need to know the person and engage your senses, mind, and intelligence in service to this person. Then you will be able to have this loving exchanges, loving relationship with this person. So in the same way, as we have these techniques to uh, to prolong our affection or our loving relationship with other person, similarly, we can engage our senses, mind, and intelligence in service to the Supreme Lord and revive our original constitutional occupational position in a relationship with the Supreme Lord. But now argument can be, well, I am not on the position to know about the Supreme Lord. I am accepting this um, uh, understanding that there is the ultimate, the supreme source of everything, and we call this God. But I am not on the position to see God, to understand Him, and I don't, I have no experience of God. But by spiritual education, we are learning that God is loving Father, the supreme source of everything, who is so affectionate to his part and parcels that he's always thinking like loving father has natural tendency after the supreme loving father Krishna to take care of his children, to love his children despite of how they act and behave, because they are his children, and he feels obligation and a duty to serve them with love and care and dedication. Sometimes in some extreme situations, parents are ready to sacrifice their own life for the sake to save children. So this is parental love. Srila Prabhupada was giving example with mother. This is like unconditional love when mother is taking care of her children. So, but in the case of mother knows there's her children, and she feel this urge, this strong obligation, duty, natural tendency to nourish, to serve, to care for children. This tendency is coming from the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord, being very kind, naturally is thinking about the benefit of his part and parcel of all living entities. especially human beings, because they can develop, they can learn about him. They can learn about themselves, and they can learn about their relationship with him. So for him, it is big hope that they can take advantage of this huge chance to awaken their relationship. They can come back home, back to Godhead. So therefore, out of his kindness and causeless mercy, he is arranging all different situations for our own benefit, that we can make progress, we can advance spiritually, purify ourselves from this false independence, from this ignorance, forgetfulness about him and our relationship with him, and help us to bring us back home, back to Godhead. So therefore, he's not only giving us shastras, scriptures who are giving us knowledge about him, about his qualities, his activities, his desires, who we are, and how we are situated in relationship with him, what we should do in this relationship. But also he's sending some ambassadors of spiritual world who represents him, who are completely acquainted with Krishna's expectations, Krishna's desires, who are very knowledgeable about Krishna, about spiritual world, about activities of spiritual world, which is pure devotional service. And because he not only is fully acquainted, fully educated, fully realized in this knowledge, but also by his action, by his behavior, by his activities and attitude, we can learn from him what to do and how to do to develop our relationship with Krishna, because he is ambassador. He's like mirror, like a mirror reflection of spiritual existence, spiritual activities, uh, reflection of Krishna, Krishna's desire. Like we chapter before, we were analyzed, and Maharaj Parikshit and Maharaj Yudhishthir was very inspired by analysis of qualities of Prahlad Maharaj. Therefore, he's inquiring more and more about making advancement in a human life. So therefore, Maharaj, we understood from this previous chapter, that Prahlad Maharaj was one who actually invoked Krishna's appearance. Krishna is self-sufficient. For him, it doesn't matter. He is here and there. He is everywhere. But the devotee is one who is arranging Krishna's presence. So we need to run after devotee, pure, especially devotee, who is running after Krishna. Dasa dasa no dasa. We cannot claim the supreme position that I am the servant of the Supreme Lord. I'm the servant of the servant of the servant of those who serve the Supreme Lord. And this attitude has pure devotee of the Lord. He is bona fide representative of God. He perfectly understood the God. Therefore, he is ambassador. He is representing the Supreme Lord. So we as conditioned souls, when we have opportunity to be in association of such spiritual ambassador, which we call guru, then we have opportunity and chance to be in association of Krishna. Like ambassador of, let's say, in United States, ambassador of India. He is very acquainted with the government needs of India. When he comes, so then he is representing India government. So when he is coming, it's like India is coming to us. When ambassador of spiritual world is coming to visit us, so this is like Krishna is coming. Spiritual world is coming to us. So for some of us, there is is coming wonderful opportunity to have association of such pure devotee of the Lord, ambassador of spiritual world. For some of us, it's not only a wonderful opportunity to have association of such person, but also test for us how much we learn about devotional service, about our constitutional position with the Supreme Lord. In a relationship with the spiritual ambassador, with Guru, we can see how much we develop tendency to serve. What is our attitude to serve? It's a test because our Guru Maharaj is coming as long as he is still present amongst us. By Lord Krishna's grace, we want to be with in his association to the end of our life, but we also understand that he is older than us in sense of earthly calculation. So therefore we need, being smart, we need to understand that we will never have always his association, physical association. Like now, we don't have every day his presence here. Of course, we have Vani at his instruction, and if we are so dedicated and devoted to following his instructions as he and following his instruction, fulfilling his desires as he is expecting from us, then we feel his association on spiritual level. But when he is present, then Vani is also present there. It's not that we are rejecting Vani for the sake of Vapu, his physical presence. No, we have two associations. It's not one, we have two. Not only following his instruction, but we have opportunity to serve him directly. And in his association, we can hear the message of the spiritual world. We can observe him, we can directly serve him and purify our existence from this false independence, from this ignorance that's forcing us to identify ourselves with this body that we are not. And in his association, we can become inspired and empowered to be independent, develop real independence. What is the real independence? Be free from ignorance. Real independence means freedom from ignorance, from forgetfulness about our constitutional position in a relationship with Krishna. This is a real independence. So, in association of our Guru Maharaj, we can see how much we develop this transcendental spiritual independence, freedom from ignorance, freedom from forgetfulness about Krishna and our relationship, freedom from entanglement with desire, selfish desire to gratify our senses in forgetfulness in the relationship, separately from Krishna. So this is test because he was last year. So for us is test how much we learn this art of loving devotional service to Krishna and to Guru Maharaj. Was entire year for us to practice loving dedication, devotional service, remembrance, proper behavior, freedom from familiarity, but rather with attention and respect. We practice from his last presence for an entire year. Now he's coming again, and we can see how much we learn, how much we confident. What level we enter? The same level like it was before, or we make some progress? We are more eager to serve, more eager with higher attention. We can test ourselves. Sometimes we think of ourselves where I am spiritually situated. This is the test. How much you are eager to serve Guru Maharaj. Because serving Guru Maharaj is actually service to the Supreme Lord. Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado yasya prasada nagati kutopi. If you satisfy the spiritual master, then Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is satisfied. If you don't, then naturally Krishna is not satisfied. So presence of Guru Maharaj is like presence of Krishna amongst us. Because indeed we are not spiritually advanced that we are able to see Krishna face to face like Maharaj Yudhishthira was able to see Krishna face to face. We are not this level yet. But Krishna is so kind that he is sending his bona fide representative, his ambassador. And when we accept him as good as Krishna, and serve him in such a way like serving to Krishna, then we can have opportunity to make spiritual progress, purify our heart, our consciousness from this false independence, and become empowered to create a real independence which is freedom, independence, which helping us to be free from encountering with ignorance, with mind. Krishna, out of his kindness and causeless mercy, is creating a lot of different wonderful facilities, arrangements for us human beings to develop spiritual understanding, spiritual relation, coming back to our relationship with him. Like even this Varnashrama Dharma, this is bona fide social system to not only live with improper culture to make progress, but also by following certain rules and regulations of in ashram, we can make further and further progress. So, as we remember, Srila Prabhupada's desire was to utilize this beautiful facility, Gita Nagari, to create Varnashrama system. And those who keep this in mind, trying in the humble way to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's desire. So if we have this desire to fulfill the desire of pure devotee, Krishna, witnessing this desire, is helping us to make spiritual progress and maybe empower us to fulfill desire of pure devotee, which is completely dependent on Krishna, who is completely free from Maya, therefore is pure devotee. So those who feel excited for this opportunity of His Holiness Devamrita Swami visit, try your best to postpone every other activities that you can do in any moment during entire year. Reserve your time and energy to be present for your Guru Maharaj, to engage yourself in some activities that can develop your loving affection to your Guru Maharaj. Because if you develop loving affection to your Guru Maharaj, naturally you'll be able to love Krishna. Because Guru Maharaj is teaching us how to love, how to care. And if we'll develop this loving exchanges with our Guru Maharaj, then naturally we can develop loving exchanges with Krishna. And this is Bhakti Yoga all about. Therefore, we are here. We are making austerity, sacrifices to make spiritual progress. So don't waste our time and energy. utilize every opportunity to engage ourselves in loving service with devotional in loving devotional service for Guru Maharaj to satisfy him. If we see that he's satisfied, then for sure, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasad. We can sing this with full confidence and can feel that Guru Maharaj is satisfied. So we can see and feel that Krishna is satisfied. In this way, we can feel fulfillment, inner satisfaction that I am achieving ultimate purpose of life. My original constitutional position in relationship with Krishna and developing loving devotional service to Krishna. So let's keep in mind, we have still a little bit of time to make some arrangements to greet our Guru Maharaj with pomp, with big honor, like we are going to greet the Supreme Lord, is descending to us to bless us with His causeless mercy. Not only to prepare for his visit, but also during his visit, let's do everything in unison in such a way that he can feel comfortable and also very satisfied by our attentive service. It is just only couple of weeks of opportunity, chance, and in the same way a test that we can see ourselves where we are, what level of spiritual advancement we are situated on. Thank you so much for your attention. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions or comments, please? Yeah.
Our Guru is like Radha Goswami is coming. Radha Goswami is coming at here. Here?
Yes. Radha Goswami is coming here. I don't know about
But
that.
you told me that our Prabhu, Guru is coming at here.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know his name.
particularly my spiritual master, His Holiness Devanita Swami, is coming here very soon.
Oh,
So they are talking about this Swami.
oh. I
There's
thought
a
like,
lot of different wonderful devotees. There is no so many, but there are some. And now we are hosting this particular person. Other, yeah.
So much reminding us of all the importance of service. Sure, Ariel. You mentioned that our constitutional position is to be a servant, and we actually serving all the time, but we want to be master. My question is, can you the self-distribution, although we are serving all the time, we feel like masters. Like when we are like where's this illusion coming from? That we feel actually that we are in control and we are, you know, having everything else serve us. Although in reality it's the other way around. So where is this like illusion coming from? That we are not able to see how we are actually servant all the time.
Yes, this is quite important question. And the more we ask ourselves this question, how do I understand that I am servant and everything around is connected by service to one another? Still, I feel like I am master. This is coming from false ego, ahankara. Ahankara means false ego. What means false ego? False ego means false identification. False identification of ourselves with something that we are not. We are forced by this forgetfulness about our relationship with Krishna. We are forced to identify ourselves with this body, senses, mind, and intelligence polluted by this false independence, in separation from Krishna. So the more we build false ego, bigger and bigger false ego, this false identification, the more we are convinced that I am master, I am Lord. And although we theoretically understand that everything is connected by service, still it is not strong enough to put us to our proper position as servant of God. Be humble, be dependent on Guru's mercy and his instructions and follow very strictly, to follow the rules and regulations, restrictions, prohibitions of freedom, real freedom, spiritual freedom in a relationship with Krishna. So the bigger ego, the bigger ahankara we develop, the more difficult is for us to be dasa dasa no dasa, to be menial servant of the servant of the servant of those who serve Krishna. But we need to start somewhere. So theoretical understanding is good because knowledge is key to success. The more we know, and the more we talk about this and contemplate this particular aspect, so the more we can purify our existence and engage our senses, mind, and intelligence in service to the Supreme Lord with full conviction that actually I am the servant of the servant of the servant. So on the beginning, we can develop a relationship or understanding that, yeah, I am the servant of Krishna. But more advanced is, I'm the servant of those who serve Krishna. This requires a little bit more work. So now it's time for us to see where we are when servant of Krishna is coming. Sometimes people think, yeah, I'm servant of Guru and Krishna. So then they feel I'm more advanced because then I'm not serving directly to Krishna, but I'm serving to servant of Krishna, my Guru and Krishna. It's good, but it's still not very advanced. If we understand that there is servants and servants and servants and servants, so we become more humble as servant of the servant of the servant of the servant, servant. Those who serve Krishna, then we are in proper position. It's a little bit of work. Practice made perfect. So when our Guru Maharaj will leave us for this year as his visit, so we have again an entire year to practice. When he will come back, then we can see where we are, what we developed, what type of understanding we developed, or what type of attitude we have. Other questions or comments?
So can we conclude the reason why we are not able to see how what to serve all the time? It's such a opportunity.
Can I say that, like for that, like if you simply like forget that what we are earning that in our life, or like we can say that this life is belongs to Krishna when you think about like that. So we can thinking that like we are just a servant to the Krishna, that we can feel that. I can say that what I understand.
Once again, your question?
Not a question, but just a conclusion. Basically, it requires humility in order to be able to see more and more
Yes, humility is extremely important quality to develop this understanding. Without humility, there's no question of making spiritual progress whatsoever. But humility is wonderful quality that we need to develop. This means we need to practice. We need to work, practice to develop this. It's not easy, but it's very worthy because it's very valuable quality that can help us develop this wonderful attitude of servitorship. So let's work. Let's roll our sleeve and try to develop humility to become a servant of the servant. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nirada Madar ki jai. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Radha Jaya Radha 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 Damodara Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Jaya Lalita Vishakha Lalita Vishakha Shri Radhe Jaya Lalita Vishakha Lalita Vishakha Shri Radhe Jaya Nita Jaya Chunda Nita Jaya Chunda Gaura Jaya Nita Jaya Chunda Nita Jaya Chunda Gaura Jaya Prabhupada Finished? Yes. Yes, okay. Devala Panda Ishamta
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakti
The Prabhupada ki. Shiva ki Jaya Vishnupada. Paramahansa Divadeta Rafata Srimad Bhakti Nanda di Parad Prabhupada. Anant Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Iskon Guru Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Iskon Tikanacharya Shri Prabhupada ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपी गोपीनाथ शिव कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। मयासुर धाम की जय। गोरख धाम की जय। हिंगमाय की जय। यमुनमाय की जय। तुलसी महाराज की भक्त देव जय। हरे कृष्ण महांत की जय। गौ ब्रह्मनंदे हरि हरि बोल समय भक्त वृंद की जय। Oh, glorious assemble the Lord is Hare Krishna. Oh, glorious assemble the Lord is Hare Krishna. Oh, glorious assemble the Lord is Hare Krishna. Oh, glorious Shri Guru and Gauranga Namaste Krishna.